I tried to save my marriage and I ended up saving myself. The longest distance a man ever has to travel is between his head and his heart. I think the description that the powerful man uses as a transformational experience is an absolute understatement. I transformed. I became a different being. This only works if we all go all in. This only works if we're all on this journey. I can't wait to go home for the first time. I didn't reach the summit. I just learned the tools to start.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the TPM Show. This episode is going to be different, so you're definitely going to want to stick around. I have a very, very special guest for you, fresh off of our 4-day transformational event, The Alpha Reset. Drew, thanks for being here, man.
Morning, Doug. Thank you.
Yeah. So we were just talking, I think great conversation off camera. Before we get into all of that, I imagine myself sitting at home or on the treadmill or in the car listening to this. Who is Drew? Give me a little bit of a background on you and your journey.
Yeah, I'll describe you two different Drews.
Okay.
The Drew that woke up this morning, we'll describe later, but I'll describe you the Drew before I found TPM. I cook for a living, so I'm a chef. Don't really say chef. I'm an ingredient facilitator.
Okay.
Right? So my job is basically find the best out there and not screw it up before you eat it.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just facilitating ingredients. I live in Baja, Mexico, northern Baja near Ensenada, Guadalupe Valley. Been there 20 years, which is really cool. Recently opened a restaurant in San Diego. My whole life really struggled with trying to find solutions on the outside. Just more. When is it enough, right? No, one more store. No, let's do this. Let's do some consulting. Oh, you still got 15 minutes here. Let's add something else and let's add something else. And it caused a real rift in my life, my relationship with myself, the relationship with Paulina, who's my wife, with my children, definitely with my older children. I started again, so I have a 27-year-old, 25-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And I made some incredible mistakes with the first time around. And I love those two boys dearly and respect them as men. And I found out the last couple of days that I could have shown up differently. And now there's a different Drew sitting in front of you. Started with the activation method. I don't know what kind of algorithms or who you're paying to listen in my phone.
We get accused of that a lot. We have cameras in the living room.
Unbelievable, man. Literally, Pauline and I had a discussion about divorce. The first time we used the word, and it was like, okay, we're done. We slept in different places that night. It was real.
Yeah. Obviously
didn't feel very good. Woke up the next morning and all my social feeds, Instagram, it's just going, the powerful man, the powerful man, the powerful man. And I'm going, what? And how do they know? Right?
Yeah.
And I studied philosophy and I have a degree in philosophy. And I'm a big fan of the idea that when the student's ready, the teacher will appear.
I am too.
And I was ready. And the teacher appeared, like screaming neon jumpsuit, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. And I did it. I did the onboarding call and here I am sitting with you.
Yeah. How was the activation method for you?
I'm a very skeptical person in general.
Yeah, I get that.
And I've done a lot of therapy in my life, and therapy's always concentrated on the past.
Yeah.
It's always, and you're always just like muddling, just in the muck.
Yep.
Oh, you suck, right? And how could you have done this? And when, and for me, the activation method was so concentrated on that. Break the cycle. Clean the slate. and actuate tomorrow and today. Because it's all we can control. The past is gone.
Past is gone, yeah.
And it was so user-friendly and so much more, I guess, palatable for me as a person and my personality. TPM just like nailed it for me. And TAM was, the activation method was a real game changer for me. You know, how many times do you hear on these wonderful podcasts, the brother saying, I tried to save my marriage and I ended up saving myself.
Yep.
And when I realized that you put your oxygen mask on first on the airplane and then help the others around you, it changed everything.
Help a lot more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really amazing.
Well, we were talking off camera, but you mentioned desert racing.
Yeah.
Right? Baja racing.
Yeah.
And, you know, therapy, I had the same experience, marital counseling. My wife and I tried 2 different therapists. And it's like racing, but then you're looking in the rearview mirror the whole time.
Right.
Like you're going to crash. You're going to hit stuff.
Yeah.
And
when you're driving,
yeah,
you take that mirror. Most race cars have a mirror.
Yeah.
And you take it and you either turn it up so you can't see in it,
yeah,
or you turn it so the navigator can see.
there you go.
And so maybe the navigator is your coach in the activation method or in the reset. Let somebody else navigate and you drive.
Yeah, you got to look forward thinking.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's how, if a restaurateur, you can't just look at the past mistakes or the past things. You have to look at what's going on in your business at that moment and where you want it to go so you can get it there.
Yeah, imagine that in my line of work, something I try to instill in my colleagues, the people that are on our team, every day is game day. Mm-hmm. Every day is game day. And you got to show up to the stadium every day ready to go. And if you're concentrated on what's happened in the past, it's going to prevent you from being your best self on game day.
Yeah.
However, we have to acknowledge what happened in the last game or the game before or the game 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Learn from it. Because if we don't acknowledge it and learn from it, we're going to repeat it.
100%. Yeah.
And that fish is going to come out wrong every single time.
Yeah.
But you go, wait, if you just did it like this, it's like, wow, that was easy. Holy shit. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And it's such an interesting thing, like the hidden motives technique is one of the things we teach in the activation method, as you know. For a lot of guys, it's stumbling at first. They're trying something new.
It was daunting to just, you start getting these tools thrown at you and it's like, am I doing it right? And you concentrate. I found myself concentrating too much on the letter of the law as opposed to the law.
Yes. Yeah.
And once I learned that, it made things so much easier.
It's like anything, learning any new skill, right?
Yeah.
If you were trying to teach me to cook, I'm learning a new skill. I'm going to fumble at first. It's going to feel awkward.
Right.
It's not going to feel natural perhaps. And then if I let go and just take the basics, it starts to feel more and more natural over time.
Right. You're not walking in the kitchen and go, here, Doug, here's the souffle recipe.
Yeah.
You're going, hey, Doug, peel the potato.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And now we have a potato. Now what do we do with the potato? And where do we go from there? And
it's a good analogy. I like that. Well, then you alluded to the man that you were, and then the man that sits here today, right across from me. Who's that guy?
You say a phrase that I just absolutely love that became so much more real over the last 96 hours of my life, that the longest distance a man ever has to travel is between his head and his heart.
Yes.
And I have in the past led with my head, led with force. Mm-hmm. Everything was outward. And I was trying to control, micromanage, if you will.
Yep.
And when I realized that power is here. And then when you realize that it's always been there, I was brought up in several conversations in the reset when we were sort of debriefing. We go out into nature and we're doing our thing. And the brothers would say, yeah. And then I heard Drew laughing like a lunatic. And it was just this realization of how so freaking simple it is when you see it.
Yes.
And you just feel it as opposed to trying to think it.
Yep.
And when I found that energy and that power in me, I transformed. I became a different being. Somebody that I love. Somebody that is self-aware. And to be able to lead with love. I know that it's always been in there, but to be able to put my hands on it, to feel it, to embrace it, to cover myself in it. You've given me and the other brothers gifts that there are no words to show gratitude for.
I mean, you're doing the work. This is just a journey I was on for a long time trying to figure out myself. And luckily, myself and great coaches, Tim Matthews, you have Neil, Mark Smith here with you, and many other people along the journey put this all together. And 96 hours is a much better time period than 5 years or 10 years. Or for me, maybe 30 some years figuring it out.
Well, and the interesting for me is when I acknowledge or realize that, wait, I didn't reach the summit. I just reached ground zero. Mm-hmm. I just learned the tools to start.
Yes. What's like the matrix, like the most common analogy that men give the Alpha Reset experience. Have you seen the Matrix movies at all?
Yeah, sure.
Probably been a while. But the common thing is when Neo, right, gets pulled, unplugged, and everybody's like, oh, wow, now I can see the world as it is, or see myself as I really am, without all the masks, without all the shadows, without all the BS that society has been putting upon me, the stories I've been telling myself. And you actually, at least I do, and I hear this a lot, for men, is you feel free.
Freedom. That is a phenomenal word.
Yeah.
Freedom. Just a lightness, a release, the brothers commented to me last night. They said, you may not notice it, but you're taller.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You're taller. Like, wow. I was carrying so much burden and so much weight that I was just hunched over and in this ball. And then the ability to open and put your heart first and lead with that. Mm-hmm. Man. Wow.
It's a game changer.
Game changer.
I'll give something away. We don't market this, but it's one of the reasons we take before and after photos or before photos.
Sure.
Right? Because most people don't realize, you probably didn't realize you were carrying all that weight because you've been doing it for so long. It's just what is. And I'm sure you've seen this from the other men that attended. Like some guys all of a sudden go from pale and almost dead inside. You can see that.
And all of a sudden there's light.
Yeah, there's light and they're bright.
One of our brothers in the group, 10 years younger.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 years younger. Wrinkles were gone from around his eyes. His face relaxed. Mm-hmm. Another guy had these like TMJ, like serious jaw issues and would grind his teeth and looked like a chipmunk when he came in.
Yeah.
He left here this morning. His face was slender, open. His jaw was relaxed. And he's just like, I I feel great. It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And everybody's crazy eyes like, yeah, power.
Well, that's the thing, right? You tap into the natural energy you have,
Yeah.
power within your heart. One of the gentlemen that attended your reset, I talked to him on Thursday. I did a group call into our private community.
Okay.
And he was saying, oh, I remember a real hard time figuring out kind of my purpose, my vision, my next step.
Sure.
I said, just wait.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Wait till day 3 of your reset. Because for me, he was coming here. I go, I think you're going to have a better idea of where you want to go after this.
Sure.
Yeah. Different energy.
Yeah,
altogether.
absolutely. And you could feel it. I could feel it change throughout the reset. And the idea of that you have to go down in order to go up. Looking back on the process, it all makes a lot of sense. Oh, sure. Of course that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But as I was going through the process, each time I hit what I thought was a pinnacle, oh, this must be it. Yeah. This is why I'm here. And there'd be more. And then I'd say, oh, this must be why I'm here. And then there'd be more. And it's like, no, wait, this must be why I'm here. And that was all before lunch on day 1, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I think the description that the powerful man uses as a transformational experience is an absolute understatement.
It's a hard program to market. As somebody who does marketing,
Yeah.
The interesting thing, Drew, and I like this, is we never asked any guys to keep what we do a secret. The men have, over this last 8 years, have chosen, said, know what? We're not going to tell the next group of men coming through. And you use a term, so you call them brothers. Do you feel, let me just ask you this question. This is all rhetorical questions, of course. Do you think or feel that these men that are walking out the door with you from this experience, do you feel like you're closer to them than most people in your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to walk into a room, when I walked into a room with 11 strangers, and to walk out calling those men my brothers, and to mean it more than any sentence I've ever said in my life.
I want to buy you a gift. Look, if your marriage is struggling, and let's be real, every marriage struggles at some point, but yours is struggling where you've lost that love, admiration, respect, I want to help you. I want to buy you a copy of the book that I wrote, A Man's Guide on How to Save Your Marriage Without Talking About It. In here, I've distilled over 8 years of programs that we've developed at TPM to help men just like you save their marriages without talking about it. There's no fluff, no BS. It's an action plan that you can start using today to actually save your marriage and bring that love and respect back into your family, back into your house. You deserve it. Look, all I ask is you pay the postage, you pay the shipping, I'll buy the book for you. That way you can take massive action today. Click the link or find it in the bio and get your copy now.
There's power there, Doug, that I was unaware of inside myself. And to find that, and to touch that, and to taste that, to smell that. Wow. Yeah.
These men will have your back the rest of your life, and you too.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. The bonds that are formed during this event is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing to do. It's the hardest thing for me, Drew. Do you know I live about 10-minute drive from.
It's not like jump in. Everybody's like, I'll always be here. Yeah.
I want to be here every single
Like,
event.
no, Doug.
Yeah.
Just
let other kids play.
Yeah.
Let the other coaches play. But it's great. It's because of amazing men like you and seeing that transformation. It takes a tremendous amount of courage. First of all, joining the activation method, right? If you look at the number of men that inquire versus the number of men that get on a call versus the number of men that do it over these 8 years, it's the whole analogy, right? Guys don't ask for directions because we don't need help or we don't want another person to know that, we might be failing or maybe not being as successful as we'd like to be in one particular area of our life.
Yeah.
So to do that, and then take the next jump into the Brotherhood or into doing an alpha reset. and walking into a room full of, like you said, 11 strangers, a few coaches, maybe you know or don't know, that are there to facilitate for you. And another guy who just left his family or his work to volunteer his time just out of pure love and respect for the men going through the process.
And to have that sort of varying levels of skepticism or doubt or angst or whatever that person is feeling. And I was able, and we were able, in a very short amount of time, to create a bond of trustworthiness.
Yes.
A bond of, this only works if we all go all in. This only works if we're all on this journey. One for all for one. There are no, okay, no, we're 12, so if we get 8 out of 12 votes. No, it was, if we were going to do something as a group, it was all 12, or we weren't doing it. And it gelled so fast. And the brothers started to look at each other different. Maybe the first dinner, everybody's kind of like, kicking sand and just kind of avoid. And then all of a sudden, it just was like laser.
Yeah.
And discussions, any kind of conversation, any true, deep, doing the work, stepping to the line work was so laser focused and so concentrated, and just you could, like, the energy rays coming out of these other men were, you could like do pull-ups on them. They were so, right? It was unbelievable.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
That visual is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you mentioned skepticism, and I would have said, I call it Doug 1.0 now, as I told you earlier. I would have said I was the biggest skeptic in the world.
Sure.
Right? So if I was listening to you right now, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Okay. What are they feeding those guys over there, right? What kind of mushrooms are they putting in the stew? Because I was a skeptic, but could you have imagined yourself being in the state of clarity you're probably in right now 6 months ago?
No. I believe that there are certain processes and certain things that happen in life that happen when they should. And the power that I'm going to walk out of here with today, starting with my own life and the other lives that I'm going to affect and change, I don't know that me as a person 6 months ago would have been able to even conceive of this. But in the same breath, man, I wish I would have done this earlier. Man, I wish I would have met you when I was 25.
Yeah, man.
Right? It's like, it's only 30 years. Hopefully I've got 30 more.
Yeah. And the ripple effect that, men like you get to go out there. I mean, you mentioned your wife, you mentioned your kids. Who do they get when you go home?
I was talking to one of the coaches this morning, and as today's the last day, so there's the formal activities are done. A couple of the brothers and myself, we decided last night that we were still going to get up, still going to do our Alpha Rise and Shine, still going to enjoy the beautiful TPM ranch, and we did. And got up on time, chose to do our walk. And my best friend ended up just jumping in front of me when I came back in, my journal.
Yeah.
And I walked out to the same place that I've been spending some time over the last couple of days, out in nature. And I had this sort of revelation that I'm going home for the first time, Doug. And that's powerful, man.
Yes.
I'm going home for the first time. And the way I get to show up when I get there and the love that I get to express without regret, without shame, without fear. It's magic, man. It is. I can't wait to go home for the first time.
It's beautiful. Yeah. My guess is, Drew, is they've been dying for you.
Yeah.
And you
No
know-
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy when we realize that the other people can see us and we've just been hiding for ourselves for so long? It's nuts. We think we're fooling everybody. Everybody thinks they're fooling everybody, and you're not, right? At the end of the day. And the true essence of you, the love that is you, that the other people in your life that are close to you can see and want so desperately. And sometimes that's what causes the rift.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's like, when is this guy going to come up? I can see him. They just don't know how to express it, or we don't know how to hear it.
Right. Or we can't get out of the way of our shadow.
Yes, it's a big one. Yeah.
And when I was able to identify that shadow in me, and knowing that where there's light, there's shadow. Always. It is a given.
Yep.
However, we can either focus and direct our power toward the light, or we can turn our back on the light and sort of wallow in the shadowness. And my shadows are very dark. And to be able to see that light, it's a gift to myself, but I also know it's a gift to Paulina and to Jack and to Matilda and to Sam and to Philip, my children. In order to go up the stairs, you have to take the first step. You can't take the last step. You got to take the first step.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful, wondrous place to be. To have my feet on those stairs, maybe for the first time ever.
Yeah. The analogy, I love that, Drew. And the analogy I use is, I feel as if most men have been in the mud, right? And they're afraid to take a step on those stairs because they don't want to muddy the stairs. They don't want to dirty them.
Yeah.
That's their worry. But they don't realize, that you can always wash the stairs. You can always clean them.
Right. Yeah.
You got to take a step.
Just dirt, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And men like you, the brighter that you get to go out and shine, you get to cast light on other people's darkness. And, not playing small, by playing full out of being the man that you are and the greatness and the man that you saw on the end of day 2 and the man that woke up on day 3 and I can go on and on.
Right.
But more people in the world get to see men like you. We call it the powerful man, which is a very polarizing name of a
Right.
Right.
I understand it now.
It's the power within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's a weird name.
Yeah. So,
And now I'm going, there's no better name that could possibly be for what we do
yeah.
and who we are.
100%. We get to rewrite that whole thing about toxic masculinity. No, we get to show the world what real powerful men can do. And it's leading, it's loving, it's being nurturing.
Being the benevolent alpha.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
And the world needs more of that, more than ever, it seems.
So what I'm really looking forward to is I'm guessing the person next to me on the airplane probably won't have to charge their devices for like the next month, right? Just by having it next to me, there's just going to be, they're going to be watching, why is my phone increasing in battery charge?
Yeah.
And like the plane, this is the best fuel economy we've ever gotten. There's so much energy here.
Yeah. How do you know?
So it's like, I think I can fly the plane. I know I can.
Yes.
And it's so liberating. Yeah. There is so much freedom.
Yeah. I talk about this a lot at when I lead an Alpha Reset, but I use this energy when I'm checking out at the grocery store.
Yeah.
To the person that's there. Like, nobody people don't tend to pay attention to the person checking their groceries, right? They just want to get out, hurry, and just apply that energy, and people can feel it.
Absolutely.
Right? And all of us have been into rooms where somebody's just got that thing. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You want it, but you just don't know how to get
It's
it.
like, wow. Right.
And you have it, right? That's that heart-centered, we call it grounded masculinity, benevolent king. There's a lot of ways to benevolent alpha to think about it. But really what's just Drew.
Yeah.
Not just Drew, but it is Drew.
Just Drew. It is Drew, and who's always been there.
Yes. Is that crazy?
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
It's who we are.
Yeah.
And to be able to find that, it takes work.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
And when you find it,
Yeah.
and find a way to maintain it,
Mm-hmm.
it's rocket fuel.
It is. And iron sharpens iron, right? No more truer than this.
Yeah.
Being with the men that you went through this.
Absolutely.
Men in your activation method, your coaches, myself, we're just men.
Yeah.
We're just men, just like, would you call yourself a food
Of ingredient facilitator.
ingredient facilitator, right? You're way ahead of the trail, the journey of being an ingredient facilitator than I am, right? So I could learn a lot from you.
Right.
And that, Mark, I happen to fall on my ass a lot earlier and have to find a way to get out
Sure.
a little bit earlier. You mentioned something else on a personal level, and this is just something I'm curious about, is your documentary.
Yeah. So it's called Ingrediente Mexico.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's included in Prime.
Okay.
And it was really exciting. I became a Mexican citizen. I've been living in Mexico for 20 years.
Yep.
Became a Mexican citizen in 2018. And, I thought, oh yeah, I'm Mexican. This show and filming this show, going to these places that we went to and trying to sort of tell the story of the conquista through Mesoamerican eyes, as opposed to stories always told from a European standpoint, right? And then just talking about the diaspora of ingredients and Afro-descendant influence in Mexico and sort of the plight of the artisan farmer and the fisherman and the rancher. It took me to places and allowed me to be Mexican at heart and not only on paper, right? And so I think it's 6 episodes. Went to 7 different Mexican states and got nominated for an Emmy, which was pretty amazing.
Congratulations.
And we will remain Emmy nominated because those awards have already passed.
Okay, yeah.
Someone else took that one home, and I'm okay with that. But it was really eye opening to have these, because it was unscripted. We had sort of a general guide or agenda that we wanted to follow, but the reality was we just walked into places and started talking to people, just like you and I are talking.
Yeah.
But we're in their fields, or we're on their fishing boat, or we're at their ranch. And it was pretty amazing what we ended up with.
Cool. Well, I'll definitely be catching those episodes.
Yeah. Insomnia cure.
No, I find that hard to believe. Yeah.
No, it was really great. And we're actually filming season 2 right now.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's not about me. It's about celebrating the people who are producing our food, really.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I know you're excited to get home.
I am.
I know you're excited to I'm sure, to have this loving embrace of your wife and your kids.
I can already see it and feel it and taste it. It's already happened. And I'm just like, ah.
I appreciate you spending time with me.
Thank
spending
you.
time with us.
Really an honor.
What's next for Drew?
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Going home for the first time.
I love that.
Attained a lot of clarity in things in my life that were not very clear before I got here. And it's time to actuate.
Yes.
Time to take massive action, Doug.
I think that's a good line.
Yeah. Heard somebody say that before.
Yeah.
Because I had many unbelievable moments of insight. And my massive action point has arrived now.
I love that for you. I love that for the world. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gentlemen, you heard Drew. Such a fantastic story. and a man that did take massive action, whatever it is for you to do. And I say this a lot, like, obviously I'm biased. I think TPM, we have great programs. We always try to do the best we can. And at the same time, if it's not for you, do something. Go out there and do something that resonates with you, that calls you forward, so you can have the insights, the clarity, the energy, the vitality that Drew has, that he's reclaimed for himself. I didn't do it. Our coaches didn't do it. He did the work. And that starts with taking action. Putting your first foot on that staircase, whatever that might be. If it happens to be a TPM, reach out. We're not hard to find. Be happy to have one of our program advisors talk to you. If it's something else, do that as well. But do take massive action. In the moment of insight, it is the best time. And like Drew said, and the same thing I would say, and the same thing thousands of other men have told me, I wish I would have done it sooner. Heed this man's advice and do it now. We'll see you next time on the TPM Show.